Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. This is probably going to be a first from me. Now, I like to think that my channel is a guides channel. Mostly that's what I do. I want you to enter the channel, see some of my videos, and come away feeling like you know more about World of Warcraft. That's the goal. Not today, though. Today, I'm going to tell you about something a bit different. Now, if you live on the internet and you've been following the trends, then you probably have heard of this. It's a bit of a difficult situation, and I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm just going to tell you what I know, basically. Let me explain something you've probably heard of already: copyright. The idea of copyright is if I make a thing, let's say I write a story with my original characters, an original world, everything is original, it's mine. If you then take that work and write your own story in that world, or just copy my story verbatim, just that's it, you are breaking copyright law. And I'm in the right, you're in the wrong. Sounds fairly simple. Unfortunately, copyright, when it comes to fair use, is a bit more complicated. If you were to take my story and review it, and as you reviewed it, you quoted it, that's completely fair. That's called fair use. Let's say I had a really terrible line in it, and you quoted the terrible line, and then you said, this is terrible, and this is why. Even though you've quoted my line, there's nothing wrong with that. Now let's talk about YouTube. This is the problem. Fair use on YouTube is buggered. It's that simple. It really is. Google owns YouTube, has a automated system that copyright claims certain videos. Now, this is an automated system most of the time. That, you know, if I were to upload, say, a Nintendo trailer, right? Just a Nintendo trailer, just the whole video is just the Nintendo trailer, that's it, bang, 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 bang. It would get claimed, and any ad revenue that was going to be generated by that video would go to Nintendo. Makes sense, right? That's fair. But what if I were to make a video with Nintendo's trailer for 5 seconds of a 10-minute video, right? And I used it to prove a point, and I was like, oh, here's the new trailer for the video. Here is a moment where this terrible thing happens, and this is why it's terrible. That counts as fair use, right? Correct, it does. Not that Nintendo cares. Not that Google cares. I really don't like talking about this kind of thing because this is not the channel I am. However, I want to spread awareness of this. It's a big, big problem at the moment on YouTube. I'm really lucky because Blizzard, who owns the copyright for World of Warcraft, Heroes of the Storm, Hearthstone, Diablo, Overwatch, StarCraft, all that great stuff, and all of the stuff, the music, the sounds, the trailers, the videos, everything about that, they want their community to flourish. They want it to spread. They know that if I were making guides about World of Warcraft, I'm basically advertising World of Warcraft because several people have, come up to me and commented and said, your guide has reinvigorated me to resubscribe to WoW. That's a subscriber that Blizzard didn't have to do anything for. I did it. I will happily say that. I did it, right? Now, most companies are savvy to this. They know that community-created videos and all that stuff are great. They're fine. They're good and healthy for their community. Not everyone, though. And this goes beyond video games as well. What about the very popular channel Cinema Sins? I love Cinema Sins. They do entertaining videos about movies, and they talk about the sins and the mistakes they made. It's all very funny, and it's all very satirical. I love satire, so that's great. All the stuff they're doing is under fair use, but Google's automated system can be abused to stop them. Let me give you a perfect example of a YouTuber that I follow almost religiously called Jim Sterling. He does a show called The Jimquisition, and he recently talked about this topic. That's why I'm making this video, because I'd like to spread the word. He makes a video criticizing a game, right? He plays the game and he criticizes it. He plays a lot of terrible games, okay? If the developer doesn't like his first impressions of the game, or even a review of the game, even though he doesn't do reviews, they could attack his channel directly. They could go to the video and they could file a complaint that basically says, I am the copyright owner, he's violating copyright law, take this video down and strike his channel. And you know what YouTube does? They go, okay. This is what they do. They go, okay. And that video gets taken down. And there's a whole 30-day long system that you have to go through. It's a bit more complex than that. But there's a whole system you have to go through just to get your video back. And by the time it's back, it's gone. And any kind of chance you had for making that video in a timely fashion is gone, right? So a developer, no matter how big or small, can censor a review or an impression of their product because they don't like it. Does that sound fair to you? it's abused. It's completely abused by terrible developers and terrible companies that want to own everything. YouTube is a new form of media, and Google has an obligation to protect the people that are making them money. I make them money. Because you people, I love you folks, I do. You folks who watch videos like these, I won't be running ads on this video, but let's say you watch one of my guides, which does have ads on it. Part of that money goes to me, part of it goes to Google. They make money off of my hard work. And that's fair, they run the system for which I upload my videos and spread them and all that good stuff. That's fair. But they have an obligation to protect the people that are making content for their platform. And they're not doing that. It's that simple, they're not. And big companies can abuse the system and they can get channels shut down like that, instantly. Just shut the channel down. And do you know what you can do about it? Nothing. Nothing at all. What makes it worse is that a company can dispute your video because they don't like it, and they have no obligation. They don't have to enter any personal information to the system. They don't even have to own the actual copyright for what they're claiming. The system is sometimes so broken that people like Miracle of Sound, yes, I am borrowing your example, Jim Sterling, thank you very much for it. Miracle of Sound, who makes music on his channel, got copyright claimed by the system on his own channel for a piece of music that he made. That's bonkers. But these companies, they have no obligation, no legal obligation at all. They can just make the claim, wait 30 days, you dispute it, they go away. That's it. And if you have too many of these at the same time, your channel can just disappear. And of course, because we're just people who make videos, none of us has a legal team. That's why a lot of YouTubers join multi-channel networks to protect them from this nonsense. And then those multi-channel networks will more often than not impose restrictions, take ad revenue, just for this service that they shouldn't have to render in the first place. It's scary because, although it's probably not going to happen to me, it's very, very unlikely. What if I started spreading out into other games, right? What if I started to become a reviewer? I'd love to do reviews. I love video games. What if I started talking about general stuff? What if I used a single... This is the funny thing. If I used a single tiny shred of Nintendo's work, because they're terrible with this, of Nintendo's, like, a trailer, or, you know, this video could get content claims simply because I am talking about them. That's nuts. Utterly nuts. All of this is protected under fair use, which is out of date and doesn't really work with the internet, and companies are abusing it. It's that simple. And I'm sorry if I'm ranting a bit, but this matters to me, because there are people out there who make their living off of YouTube. I'm not quite there yet, but there are very clever, very entertaining, very thoughtful, and very critical people out there. People like Total Biscuit, or Angry Joe, or Jim Sterling. People out there who review games, who warn you when a game is terrible, or who warn you when a pre-order is shady, or who sing praises of a game when it's great. Those people are under threat. Because Google is not protecting them as they should. Thankfully, YouTube has unveiled a new program that allows for the defense against smaller companies that do this, but against the big ones that just are abusing YouTubers left, right, and center, Google is doing nothing. And something needs to be done about it. Google has to hear us. They have to hear that we're sick and tired of this. This whole movement is starting to gain momentum, and I would like to throw my hat into the ring and declare my support for it, because fair use is critical to almost every single YouTuber's continued existence on this platform. Every single person that you follow is protected under fair use. Everyone that you follow on YouTube that makes a living from providing content that you enjoy, that you find entertaining, that you learn from, anything, relies on fair use 99.9% of the time. And that fair use is being abused. I'm not going to stand for it. So my name is John Morris, otherwise known as Tuskeh, and I ask the question, where's the fair use? Thank you very much for listening, and I wish you the best of luck in the world of Warcraft. Also, fuck Konami.